Hey everybody, waiting for the live to go ahead and start because it gets stuck in a lag is always really interesting. So we're going to try moving back a little bit today. So welcome to day 2 of Kabrina Unscripted. And hopefully you can see me. I know it's a little bit frozen. There we go. Okay, so like I said, welcome to day 2 of Kabrina Unscripted. And I want to talk about how we talked about determination yesterday. And the reason that I started with determination is because I had no plans on starting another live series in the immediate future. But yesterday, I had some things happen that gave me the determination to go ahead and do that. So I know if you have a lag here, I'm so sorry. We're going to try and fix it. This is the beauty of live things. Okay, if I don't touch it, maybe it'll be fine. But here's the thing is that I woke up, I did my workout, I did the things that I was wanting to do for my morning routine, and then I got onto Facebook and was like, okay, I'm waiting for a specific speaking application that somebody had messaged me about and was waiting for the email to come through. And so I was just double checking that before I took my kiddos to school and ended up coming across a post from the guy that I like in a singles group asking about meeting other people. And I was shattered. Um, so much so that I stood there, stared at it, read every single comment, and then with my 8-year-old and my 4-year-old in the room pretending to work out with me, um, literally just sat on the floor and started crying because I was like, this is not the plan that I had. This is not what I planned on this being. And obviously, it still makes me a little emotional. So, welcome to the also very unscripted piece of this live show. And what I realized is that I had so much determination. Like, even my business coach, who's like my big brother, was like, oh, Kabrina's just like in get shit done mode. And I was like, yeah, because, nobody cares. And so I'm going to build this thing that I want to build and I'm going to do all these things. And I was living in this moment of like in Legally Blonde where Reese Witherspoon, as the character, looks at the boyfriend who she's done all these things for, went to law school for, all of these pieces. And she says, I'll never be good enough for you, will I? And it snaps for her. And she changes and she moves on to the next thing and decides that she's going to be working out every day. She's going to read the book. She's going to do what she needs to do. She's going to be the top in the class. And that's exactly what she does because everybody thinks that she can't do it because of who she is, where she comes from, the situation that she's in, and they have a preconceived notion of who she is. And she goes and she proves all of them wrong. And so yesterday was very much like, that is what I'm going to do. Not to say that I still don't have bits and pieces of that, but because of the hormone that neurochemical that creates determination dissipates after 24 hours, I woke up this morning and was like, I don't even want to do this live thing again. Like, I don't want to get on and, do my makeup, do my hair, all the things that I feel like I need to do in order to be in front of you live. And this lagging is making me crazy. But at the same time, it reminded me of so many things that I'm learning as I'm being certified to be a neuro coach. And that is why having a why is so important because of the fact that without my why of why am I doing this in the first place? It's my why is to help people be seen and heard so that they can share their message in the best way possible to serve their people. Because I very much believe that it is an injustice if you know something and you're not sharing it with the people that you are here and set to serve and that you seek to serve and that you desire to serve. Because at the end of the day, most of us didn't start a business because we wanted to make billions of dollars from doing this. We started this because of the fact that we wanted to be able to make the life that we wanted and have freedom, as well as actually help people and not just go in, make widgets, do the things that we're told that we're supposed to do for people, and then move out into something else and go home and get a paycheck. Like, that's not what we wanted. And so you have to figure out, like, why are you here? What is it that you want to do? What is the purpose of all of this? And this is where it comes down to, what is the purpose? This is why Purpose Driven Life is one of the highest sold books, because of the fact that we're all looking for purpose of why are we here? Why are we doing these things? And so when we find our why, the thing is that it actually activates the prefrontal cortex, which helps us make better, well-informed decisions. There's a 58% less chance of you dying, which is such a crazy thing of like, if I have a purpose, I'm less likely to die because I know where I'm going. I know what my purpose is. You have better health, better stress levels. And so if this is something that you're struggling with, of like, what is the clarity of this? What does this look like for me? How do I find my actual why of why I'm doing this? And I struggled with this for a really long time. It's been fairly recently that I've been like, this is the why. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. And it's the thing that keeps coming back again and again and again. And we mentioned this yesterday, of that why that makes you cry, of like, what is it that's so important to you to get up every morning to do, to create, that's going to make the world a better place at the end of the day, that makes it better for you and your family, that makes it better for your children, your grandchildren? That's the why that we want to talk about today. So how do we go about finding the why? Because it's great to talk about determination and have a why and do these things, but how? How do we find it? Because that's really the question when we're learning anything is, okay, now I've learned this thing. Now, how do I do it to actually put it into my life? So some of the questions that you're going to want to ask yourself and journal on today. And I know if you're not a journaler, guilty of this, of fighting the journaling thing, but stepping back and writing it down pen to paper, because it's going to slow down your processing, because we can type so fast. But if we want to slow down our processing, pen to paper, the science is there of why that's important, to think about what are your values? What are the core things that you're like, I believe this beyond a shadow of a doubt. This is the thing that I'm here for. What are your motivations? What motivates you to get up every morning, to do the next thing, to take the next step? Is it because I want people to be healthy? Is it because, like me, you want people to be seen and heard? Is it because you want to change the world for your own children? You want to help the education system? What is that motivation? And then what passions do you have? What are you passionate about? What are the things that you talk about all the time that people are like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're saying that again. I can't believe that you're talking about this again. How much more can you know about this? It's those things that you want to research, that you want to dig into, that you want to find out more about. What are those passions? And then what are the strengths that you have? For me, one of those strengths is tech and strategy. What is it for you? Some of my friends, it's very much like I can look at a wall and know exactly where to put all the pictures. Or the people that I'm the most jealous of are the people that can just take chaos and put it on a wall and it feels put together, even though it's not necessarily in a strategic order, or it's not those crisp edges that we see in some other places. That's more my strength, is the crisp edges, not necessarily the frilly in between space. And so what are the things that you bring to the table that are uniquely you? And then on the other side of that, how is this making you more self-aware of who you are, who you're becoming, what you want to become, and really leaning into what is that future me that I want to be, and journaling that out of like, what does that look like for me? Who is that person? Who am I living into? So that you can have a map of where you're going next and what that looks like specifically for you. Because nobody, no coach, no program, no YouTube video, nothing is going to be able to tell you who you're meant to be or why you're here. The only person that can tell you that is you. And that means being silent, looking inward, figuring out like, what are all these puzzle pieces that I've seen, that I've intaken over the last several decades to be who I am today? And what have all those lessons taught me of who I'm going to be moving forward? And so that's what I want you to think about today. And we'll keep digging into this idea and the science behind all of this through further episodes. And if there's something that you're like, oh my gosh, Kabrina, you touched on this and I want to learn, I want to know more about this, I want us to have a conversation about this. These are open conversations. This is not just me talking to you. This is me, like, literally, I'm going to bare my heart to you. I'm going to be like, this is what's happening. These are the crazy things that are working out as I build the life and the business that I want so that I can help you do the same thing. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can absolutely either drop an emoji in the comments or pop into my DMs and we can have a conversation and figure out what is the best fit for you and what does that look like moving forward to create the life that you want.